Hi, my name is Chuck Panzarella. I'm the founding attorney of Consumer Action Law Group. And in this video, we're going to be going over 4 topics. One is how long a dealership can hold your car for repair. 2, what you can do as a buyer if the dealership holds your car too long. 3, how to check your CARFAX report for important information. And 4 is when to take legal action if you have a problem either with fraud claim or with a lemon claim. Let's start by answering one of the frequently asked questions. How long can a dealer keep your car in for repair? The simple answer is a total of 30 days, meaning if you take your car in for repair and they keep it for 1 week, and then the same problem exists, and you take it back and they keep it for another week, and this happens 4 times for 4 weeks, and they're still not able to fix the problem, the dealers have the vehicle at that point for a total of 30 days. Common scenario, buyer takes their car in, something's wrong with it. It could be a simple issue like the radio, or it could be a really complicated issue like a head gasket or an engine defect. If it's a safety defect, it's really important to let a lawyer know that it's something that affects the safety and operation of the vehicle, because the 30-day rule is just one of the guidelines. But basically, if the dealer keeps the vehicle for 30 days, there's a strong possibility that we could file a lawsuit for a lemon claim. One of the next questions we get a lot is, what happens when the dealer has the car for more than 30 days? So for example, we had a buyer that called us. He had his Tesla in for repair, and Tesla said they couldn't get the part for 2 months. And they gave him a loaner, and 2 months passed by and they still didn't have the part, and they said it might be another month or so. Even if it's just the fact that they can't get a part, after the 30-day mark, it is possible to lemon the vehicle. And so when I say lemon, I mean you can brand the vehicle as defective and unable to repair in a timely manner. That's the essence of a lemon brand. So what does that mean? It can mean that they're just not able to fix the defect. They're not able to fix it in time. And what that means is you are able, as the buyer of that vehicle, to give it back to the dealer. You basically have the right to demand a buyback, where the dealer takes the vehicle back and refunds all the money paid with some offsets like, mileage and wear and tear and things like that. That's the simple idea of a lemon claim if it's more than 30 days. The next question we get a lot is, what should I look for when I'm buying a vehicle and they run the CARFAX? Now, a lot of dealers will give a CARFAX at the buyer's request. If they give a CARFAX and it doesn't show any prior accidents, that could mean that there are no prior accidents, or it could mean that there are none reported at the time of the sale. Now, you have to take into account that not all accidents are reported right away, so they don't always show up on CARFAX. The most important thing to look for on the CARFAX is any prior accidents or any damage. We also look for use as a prior rental, or we look for any indication of flood damage that's been reported, even damage in transport. All of these are issues that should show up on the CARFAX. That's what we look for. The report may not show a prior accident if it's recent. If it's even, let's say, in the last 3 to 6 months, it may not show on CARFAX. Sometimes accidents don't show up at all because it's not reported to insurance. It's unusual, but the dealer does have the duty to inspect a vehicle. So the most important thing is to have a mechanic look at it. A lot of our clients, they'll call us and say, I took it to Jiffy Lube and it looks like there's overspray on the quarter panel. Looks like, it's been repaired before and it never showed up on CARFAX. Still, something like that, the dealer should have noticed it on their multi-point inspection. You can also take it to CarFax. They do free inspections for appraisals, and usually they'll show that there is a prior accident report, or they'll document that. If you do notice that there's damage to the vehicle and the dealer did not disclose it, it could be that they just didn't know, or it could be that they intentionally hid that damage and didn't want you to know. We do handle a lot of these fraud claims. Obviously, if the dealer is concealing the truth, that's black and white fraud. Even if the dealer says honestly that they didn't know, they do have a duty to inspect a vehicle and at a minimum make sure that it's safe and operable. And if they haven't done that, then shame on the dealer. That usually results in a lawsuit. Next question we get a lot is, when should a buyer take legal action? There's a number of instances where it's a good idea to talk to a lawyer, primarily if there's a recurring problem with the vehicle that can't be repaired. That's essentially what a lemon is. You take it back 2 or 3 times, you're documenting that the same problem can't be fixed. They keep telling you that they either fixed it or they cannot duplicate it. Sometimes it's an engine noise, sometimes it's smell, sometimes it's just we've had, buyers who end up on the side of the road, their vehicle just suddenly stops. This can be really dangerous on the freeway. And they'll call us and they'll say they took it to the dealer can't duplicate it. They've even taken it out on a freeway drive. In an issue like that, twice is enough to lemon the car. I mean, obviously you don't want to put your safety or your family's safety at risk. So if you've got any kind of a defect that cannot be fixed after more than one attempt, it's a good time to talk to a lawyer and explain what happened. The most important thing is to document that you've taken it back to the dealer, that you've raised this issue, that you have some proof that you raised the issue. And as a general rule, if they've made the attempt to repair it twice or more, then you may have a good claim for a lemon. You probably do, but I say may because we have to dig into it to make sure. The other issue, again, that I keep mentioning is if the vehicle's been in the shop for more than a month altogether, a week at a time, 4 times, or 2 weeks at a time, twice, or however you do the math, if they've had it for more than 30 days. And again, if you've taken it in once for a serious safety defect, for example, if the airbag suddenly deploys, you don't have to have that happen 2 or 3 times. Once is enough. So a major safety defect will typically result in a lemon. It's a good time to call a lawyer. If you do have a serious defect, and when you call a lawyer, our goal is to force the dealer and the manufacturer to buy the vehicle back, to give a full refund, to tear up the contract, and basically, get all your money back with some offsets, like the miles that you've driven. There's a certain amount, usually it's 25 cents a mile, but there's a formula that applies to figure out how much to deduct for mileage. Now remember that that's from the date of the defect being reported, so it's not for every mile you've driven, but in any case, that's the essence of a lemon claim. I want to say that we handle a lot of fraud and lemon claims. If you believe that the dealer lied to you or hid anything from you, or it could be an odometer issue, it could be a disclosure issue if you've had accidents that you discovered later that the dealer never told you about. Most of the calls that we get are serious defects that result on used cars. Could still be a lemon claim. Depends on whether there's a manufacturer's warranty that's still in effect, but any kind of a serious defect warrants a call and further investigation. When you call my firm, Consumer Action Law Group does all the research. We pull reports, detailed VIN reports. We look into the history of the vehicle. We drill down on whether there's a problem that the dealer should have disclosed and should take responsibility and potentially buy that vehicle back. We offer free consultations. Call us or email your scenario The best number is 818-254-8413. We offer free case evaluations. We'll spend time doing the research to see if you have a claim against the dealer and the manufacturer. And we're here to answer any of your questions. So give us a call. I look forward to talking to you. Thanks so much.